framework. So I'm going to start from the place that every challenge, we have a choice how to acknowledge it and what kind of reality you want to create around it. Every challenge that we face. Life brings challenges every day. Every day we have something is going on that is a challenge. And we have a choice. But a lot of times the choice seems hidden or constrained. And when I talk about hidden or constrained, I mean that we automatically react to the challenge versus like a judo master divert and take the opportunity to the challenge to actually create opportunity or create advantage in some forms. So let's talk. I'm going to start from that part. So here's the thing. We are wired in a certain way. In yogic terms, we would call it, we have the negative mind, which see any inherent danger or examine any inherent risk. And we have the positive mind, which sees opportunity. And to access more of that positive mind, we need to create some neutrality. Some people call it the neutral mind, or a practice of meditation, or in the positive intelligence, we call it positive IQ repetition, that basically charges that part of the brain, charges that positive part of the brain. So let's look at that place of the positive intelligence. So the positive intelligence, usually the frontal part of the brain and part of the right brain, and it's the wise or the positive mind. Some people frame it as the sage perspective. So let's look at that for a moment. Let's look at that. So we're talking about positive intelligence. We're talking about that part that provide us a possibility. So positive intelligence is something that needs to be worked on. It's not the natural state of our mind, or let's say a state of being that we have. So our sage perspective, or the positive perspective, lives in the region of the brain associated with positive emotion, peace and calm, clear-headed focus, creativity, the area that take us to solutions, and ability to see the big picture versus just to be constrained by the circumstances. And let's call it, to operate from a sage perspective. Most of the time, we go into the place of negativity or the inherent danger, which is the negative mind or the judge or the saboteur side of our brain, which is the left side of the brain. So the sage perspective holds reality as that every outcome or circumstances can be turned into a gift and opportunity. And when we look at the neuroscience associated with it, there is an event, something happened, there's a challenge, there is even harsh circumstances, even danger. And most of the time, actually 3-1, this is the ratio, 3-1, our thought goes into the perspective that this is bad, this is dangerous, this is I have to be afraid, and there is a reason for it. There is a reason for it. When there is real danger, we need to actually engage in that part of the brain. However, we engage it so much that our reality most of the time looks at circumstances as an inherent distrust and bad situation. It's a perspective of this is bad versus the perspective this is a gift. If we pause, even if we breathe for a moment, doing positive, intelligent practices like breath work, like getting in touch with our body, the reality of it, the reality of what's going on. What's going on is there's fire outside, or there's something else, there's rain, it's wet, or there's heat, or there's whatever it is. We can shift that perspective that there is an inherent possibility here. But to have that on a regular basis, there has to be some form of training of the mind to be able to shift that fork in the road into the sage perspective. There is a story which is called the Stallion story. It's a Chinese ancient tale about a farmer who had a stallion. So one time, the stallion broke the fence and ran away. And the farmer said, wow, I lost my biggest prize. A day later, the emperor sent troops to collect taxes for each horse that village has. Collect some taxes, some income tax, because you have certain property or property tax. And the farmer said, I don't have any horse to declare, and the emperor's tax collector left, and the farmer realized it's not good or bad. Whatever happened, there is a possibility in it. A couple of weeks later, the farmer's son found the stallion in the woods and decided to take a spin, to ride that stallion back to the farm, and he rode it back to the farm. However, the stallion, when he saw the farm, he was concerned about his freedom, and he shrugged and threw the farmer's son from his back, and the farmer's son broke his leg. He had to be bound to bed for a couple of weeks. And the farmer said, it's not good or bad, it's what it is. A week later, a war erupted with the neighboring empire, and an army marched to the village asking for the people above the age of certain age to join the army. They came to the farmer's house and said, we know you have a son that is of the age to join the military. The farmer says, yes, my son would gladly join the army, but he has broken leg. He's not going to be fit for 6 more weeks. So the general or the recruiter said, left his house. And the farmer says, nothing is good or bad. It's whatever it is. And it's true to life, to our lives, in terms of like the circumstances of, sorry, something got, so the stallion story tells us that every circumstances has a gift and opportunity. The question is, which perspective is true? Saboteur or the negative side of the brain, the fear-based side says it's bad, it's wrong, it's dangerous. And the sage perspective, positive mind, says this is a gift. And the real answer is whatever we believe in is the reality we cast. However, we need to really train that side of our perspective to be more dominant when challenged, when a different situation come to play. We need to bring another perspective. So there are 3 gifts. There's a technique. There's 3 gifts in any inherent challenge. There's the gift of knowledge. There's a gift of power. There's a gift of inspiration. The gift of knowledge is what knowledge I need to gain so that the payoff in the future could be much larger than what this is costing me now. Means there's a challenge, there is a failure. So the understanding of the circumstances provided immediate knowledge that allow us to reevaluate a similar situation in the future and basically create a different circumstances now so that knowledge would give us an opportunity for much larger reward, basically. There's the gift of power. So a difficulty or challenge provide us a mental ability to grow and to handle this situation because we gain the experience. So let's say even in the sense in some areas of like where some of us experience trauma or abuse, the ability to cope with it, I'm not saying to bottle it up, but to actually ability to function with that weight, give us some power. It's power to basically handle situation like this in the future. It's ability to understand other people and difficult people that has the same difficulty. It's ability to help other people with similar situation because we have gained that power to carry a certain challenge. The third gift is inspiration. So the inspiration is based on what I learned, based on what my ability of power have taught me. I can be inspired and take some action, and the action itself becoming a gift, because otherwise we wouldn't act to actually create a greater possibility or an opportunity that was not there before. Success in the face of challenge requires intense initial practice. And basically 15 minutes a day for 6 to 8 weeks will boost the side of the brain that we talked about, that is the sage perspective side of the brain. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about Positive Intelligence Program. It's a 6-week duration, 15 minutes a day, and no one can say that they don't have 15 minutes a day. And 1 hour weekly video, which is each week has a different module. There is an app, and there is as well the ability to have coaching one-on-one or a group-based coaching that is accompanies this program. And this program is based on research of almost a million participants in different countries, and the ability to use neuroscience and cognitive behavior, cognitive psychology, and this Positive Intelligence Program will give, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to basically boost that sage part of the brain, the part that actually engage a possibility or positivity more often than others. So that possibility is really, because a lot of times, as I said before, we automatically go to the inherent danger, and we create that self-sabotaging act almost by default. So I want to invite you to consider joining this 6-week foundation program and see what it is for you. I would tell you that you would not regret it. You would not regret it. It will be the best thing. You will say, I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I'm on that path, because that imprint, as you continue to practice or to intercept that sabotaging factor, because sometimes we don't even know we're sabotaging ourselves. It's hidden. So it will increase your performance, it will increase your joy, your happiness, it will increase your ability to deal with circumstances that you haven't had the ability to actually deal before. and much more, was all sort of application to relationship, to business, to career, to conflict management, to I would say parenting. There's so many application within these components that I would say for the cost of it, it's ridiculous not to take it. So I want to invite you to this 6-week program, and you're welcome to actually schedule a coaching session, like a demo coaching session with me. A deadline to register, I would say it's this weekend. The first weekly video will be available Saturday, June 24. You can bring your friends, you can bring your loved one, you can bring your peers, and feel free to schedule a 30 minutes free coaching session or ask any questions through my email. I'm going to leave it for a while, but I really would like to encourage you to join this and participate in this program. I hope you enjoy my imperfect presentation because it was imperfect. I'm so attached to being perfect, but this was imperfect. And I hope you at least give me some feedback, what you think, and let's have a conversation. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.